Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be giving you some key information and great tips about planning your Ladakh trip. Like when is the best time to visit Ladakh, how should we travel to Ladakh, how should we get the travel permits. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get started with some basics. Ladakh is a dream destination for many adventure seekers and soulful travelers. It is also known as land of high passes because of its beautiful natural landscapes and tall mountains. The two main cities in Ladakh are Leh and Kargil. And Ladakh is highly influenced by Tibetan culture, and you'll see a lot of monasteries there. Moving on to next section about how to reach Ladakh. The easiest way to reach Ladakh is using a flight. Nearest airport is KBR Airport in Leh, which is around 5 kilometers distance from Leh city center. And there are daily direct flights from many airports in India. The second option is using road. You can either hire a cab or if you are adventure seeker, you can ride a bike as well. There are two options via road. Option 1 is using Srinagar Highway via Zojila Pass, and you will be covering approximately 430 kilometers via this route. This route generally opens from June to October every year. The option 2 is to utilize Manali Highway via Rohtang Pass, and you will be covering approximately 480 kilometers via this route. And it also opens from June to September every year. Moving on to the third option is using the railways. The nearest train station is Jammu Tawi, which is approximately 700 kilometers from Leh. And once you reach Jammu Tawi, you will have to either hire a cab or use public transport to reach Leh. So I think it would be most longest and inconvenient way to reach Leh, but it is your personal preference and you can choose any one of them. Okay, so let's talk about when to visit Ladakh. Summers in Ladakh generally happens from April to July every year, and the temperature ranges from 3 to 25 degrees Celsius. June is probably the best month to visit Ladakh, and because of the temperature, appropriate temperature, I would say. August and September are the monsoon months where there is a lot of rainfall, and it results in frequent landslides. So it is risky and dangerous to travel to Ladakh during monsoon months, although the scenic beauty would be awe-inspiring during these months. Let's talk about winters in Ladakh. Winters in Ladakh happens from October to March every year, and during this time the temperature drops drastically and it can even go to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Most of the Ladakh region gets cut off from rest of India during these winters. So do plan in advance before planning your trip to Ladakh. Okay, so let's talk about travel permits. If you are going to any restricted areas in Ladakh, for example, Pangong Lake, Khardungla Pass, Nubra Valley, then you would have to require a travel permit, and it is absolutely mandatory for domestic as well as foreign tourists. It costs around 500 to 700 Indian rupees based on your travel duration, and it can be applied in person or it can be applied online, as I'm giving the instructions here. I will also be putting them in the comment section so that you can use them. And if you are just doing the local sightseeing, then you would not be requiring the travel permit. So just keep a note of that. Moving on to next section, which talks about acclimatization. Leh and many other regions of Ladakh are almost 10,000 feet above sea level, which results in low oxygen and less air pressure, and it can result in breathlessness for many people, and in some cases one can feel acute mountain sickness with frequent headaches, nausea, dizziness and stomach disorders, but nothing to be worried about. You should be able to handle it appropriately with the ample rest and having a lot of liquids in the first few days. Avoid any fried and spicy food and heavy meals, and you can also take Diamox after consultation with your doctor. Okay, let's talk about some useful tips for Ladakh travel. I'll be giving you 10 tips based on my personal experience. The first tip is to carry enough woolen clothes. Even if you are visiting Ladakh in summer months, you should have right amount of woolen clothes, jackets, gloves, scarves, etc. Temperature changes drastically in Ladakh and it drops during nights, so it is definitely a good tip. You should also keep some extra pairs of socks because it comes quite handy. Tip number 2 talks about carrying comfortable shoes. You will have to do a lot of walking in Ladakh, so please do not carry any high heels or fancy shoes, and do carry any sneakers or sports shoes, which should be very effective in Ladakh. Tip number 3 is talking about 3 main accessories. Number 1, sunscreen, number 2, lip balm, and number 3, shades. Weather in Ladakh is very dry and sun rays are so direct that you will end up having a lot of tan. So make sure that you have all these 3 items in your packing list, and you should apply them before going out in sun. Moving on to next tip, which is tip number 4, is to carry photocopies of your travel permit, as well as carry your ID proofs for yourself and your family, because there would be a lot of checking that happens when you go to Nubra Valley or Pangong Lake. Moving on to tip number 5, this is a natural way of handling mountain sickness. So you can keep some small amount of camphor in a small hanky or cloth and keep on inhaling it regularly. It is quite effective, and I am telling it from my personal experience. So please use that to tackle mountain sickness. Tip number 6 is about a taxi service. Taxi service in Ladakh is operated by Ladakh Taxi Union. So make sure you ask the drivers to carry the oxygen cylinders, because you might need it at high altitude. Also, you should also ask the driver to keep water bottles, and you should have some handy snacks. For example, some chocolates, cookies, chips, etc. because there are not many refreshment options on the way. Tip number 7 talks about mobile phone signals. None of the prepaid connections would work in Ladakh, and the only postpaid mobile phones that would work in Ladakh are BSNL and Airtel, and that too in Leh and surrounding areas. In Nubra Valley and Pangong, you will not get the signals for postpaid connections as well. So do keep a note of that. Tip number 8 is about avoiding any kind of stimulants while in Ladakh. You should absolutely avoid alcohol and smoking while in Ladakh, because it will go against mountain sickness. Okay, tip number 9 is about adapting the local culture. So when you see any Ladakhi person, you can greet them using the word Jule, which means hello in Ladakhi language. You should also try some Ladakhi cuisine because there are some interesting options to try for. Tip number 10 is about preserving the environment. Ladakh is a beautiful place and it should remain like that. So my humble request to everyone to dispose any kind of garbage like water bottles, chips, wrappers, etc. Responsibly, and maintain the beautiful nature of Ladakh. I think that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have some additional comments or tips, please do add in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.